All right, so this is Networking for Introverts. It's July 6th, 2023, just so we can keep track of this stuff. I try to keep my trainings and my events up to date because Alignable always is making a lot of improvements. So I'm trying to make sure that I get to let you know about all of those things. So I don't know if you guys got the message, because I did send out an announcement today that there is a worksheet that goes along with this that you can print out. Actually, let me do this. I'm going to put the link to the worksheet in the chat just in case you missed it. So you don't have to write all the notes. You can just write the blanks, because the worksheet is really what I'm going to teach you today. And there's a place for blanks. So just write the answers to the blanks. And then if you didn't get a chance to print it out, you can go back and do it later and you'll have all the information there. Try to make it easy for you. A lot of people say that I am like drinking from a fire hose. So I do talk maybe a little fast. That's why I created the worksheet, so you can keep up with me a little bit. All right. So we're going to talk about networking. And step one, I always tell everyone, you have to get ready to network. You can't just go out crazy and just think you got to meet everybody and sell everybody everything and just have no plan. You actually have to have a plan before you go networking, and you have to have a certain mindset. So let's get started with this. The number one thing you want to do, number one, is you got to define who you want to actually meet when you're going out networking. You do not have to meet everybody. It's like, I remember hearing this networking expert speak. He'd written a bunch of books on networking, and I heard him speak at a conference. And the thing that got me as an introvert, it was like, you don't have to meet everyone in the room. You don't have to. There's only certain people that you really need to meet. So here is this chart that I'm going to show you is kind of my mindset when I went networking, and I still go out there. So first of all, everybody you meet is a contact. I call it a contact. I came in contact with somebody, okay? That person that you come in contact with, I don't care if it's at a networking event, in line at the coffee shop, at Walmart, whatever, you meet people. And every person you meet has a chance to fall into one of these two buckets, okay? The first bucket is that little blue bucket. I call it the prospect bucket, because that person that you meet just possibly maybe might become a prospect that could turn into a customer. There's a chance of that. But if you notice, that's a small bucket. Not everybody you meet. In fact, it's a very small amount of people that you meet networking could turn into a customer. I love the big purple bucket. That's my favorite bucket because that has a lot more potential. That's the referral bucket. I call it the referral bucket. Every person you meet, actually, if you do it right, they could be the best referral partner, and they could tell everybody about you. They could send a lot of customers to you. So if you have that mindset when you go networking, and especially when you're on Alignable, your business could explode much faster if you have this attitude that every contact that you make, every person you meet, they could become a referral partner and tell every one person you meet your stuff, okay? That's just way too much work, in my opinion. I want to work smarter, not harder, right? Okay, number two, you want to figure out who your ideal customer is. This is huge on Alignable, especially because Alignable is built on like a match.com for your business type thing, okay? So you get to tell Alignable who your ideal, most profitable customer is. If you hear that word most profitable, that might change your mindset on who your customers are, okay? It's not everybody, it's not anyone with skin, I always say that, but it's the person that's going to make you the most profit in your business. And I have this little thing up here, discover your ideal customer avatar. There is a recording on alignableuniversity.com on my page that I did with my guru friend, John Limbacher. He's my mentor. I love this topic. So you want to get really good at this. So you want is who your ideal referral partner is. Okay. That's the one. Remember, your referrals is going to get you way more, way faster. So when I moved to Northern California, I noticed that when I started networking, a lot of people were selling CBD cream. They grow all the stuff up there that makes hemp oils and CBD creams and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of people were selling that stuff up there. And I started watching to see the most successful people, okay, the people that were making the most sales in their business, okay, that were networking. Sorry, I'm gonna mute everybody here.
No, I'm
Okay.
here if you want to make me co-host, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Please make sure that you stay muted. Thank you. Okay. Well, trust me, we'll have enough time for questions at the end. So here's what happened. So I saw these people selling CBD cream, for example, that helped a lot. They all said they help people with their pain. So like people would run up to me and say, Sue, you got to buy my CBD cream because it'll help with your pain. And I'm like, I'm not in pain. I don't know why you're talking to me. Why aren't you talking to other people that are in pain? So I was watching these people running around. They were at every networking event I went to, trying to sell everybody their little bottle of cream. But then I saw the really, really successful people. They were the ones that would come up to me and say, Sue, I have this awesome product for people with back pain. Do you know any chiropractors? Because chiropractors have a lot of customers that have pain in their backs, right? So those were so successful because they would go find the chiropractors to network with, or they would come up and ask me if I knew any chiropractors or whatever it is they were looking for. And then I could say, oh, absolutely, I do. Here, come let me introduce you to one. So this is all mindset stuff. If you can get ready to network and know the answers to these things, it's going to be so much easier and less stressful when you go out networking. Okay, once you know who you're going to meet, you can easily figure out where they hang out, okay, in person and online. So even before I moved up there, I knew that my new business was helping support entrepreneurs. I wanted to meet business owners. I had a specific woman business owner at a specific age, a specific niche that I really wanted to meet, but I also wanted to make some friends. So that was kind of, I knew that I wanted to meet business owners. So I knew that they were at chamber mixers, at BNI events, and I knew about Alignable before, so I knew business owners were on Alignable. So figure out where they are and go there. So you don't have to join every single group. You don't have to join every social media platform. Just go where your ideal customers and referral partners hang out, okay? So that's a big one. Next, update your online presence. Number 5 is complete your profile, okay? I'm talking everything too, your website, your social media platforms, but Alignable's profile is such valuable real estate all over the internet, actually. So just a couple of things that I always tell everybody. I want to make sure you have a banner up here. This is your billboard. I see billboards all over the country. Make sure your billboard is awesome, that it shows who you are or what you do, and make that billboard, make it so great and so great looking that people want to read more about you. Okay, so go to Canva or whatever and create a banner. The next thing is this picture right here. I think it tells you to put your logo there, but my secret tip is to put your picture there. Anytime you have a chance to put your smiling face anywhere, that makes people remember you, and it makes people automatically start possibly trusting you a little bit more. Okay, so put your picture everywhere you can. So I tell people to put your picture there. Okay, and then down here at the bottom where it says our team, that picture right there is the most important picture on Alignable. Did you hear that? The most important picture on Alignable is this little picture under our team right down there in the bottom right-hand column. Okay, that picture shows up in messages when you post anything in the groups or on your home feed, and when you comment on people's posts. That's going to make people trust you right away also. Otherwise, it just shows your initials, and then nobody wants to talk to initials, trust me. There is on the alignableuniversity.com page that I have, there's a profile workshop that you can go watch. And I also am going to be scheduling some live profile workshops because a lot of new stuff is coming on Alignable. So I'll be doing a new profile workshop pretty soon too. So just get your profile going. Okay. Make connections. Okay, this is big. You want to start making connections with people. You want to build your network, and you want to start with people that you already know. It's easier to get recommendations and referrals from people you know already. Okay, so start there because it's a lot less stressful than going out and meeting somebody new. So a couple of tips on Alignable are this. You can sync up your email address book with your account so that Alignable can go and see if there's people that you know that are already on Alignable. There's 8 million people on Alignable already, so they can look at your in your email address book if you sync it up, and then they can go see if they can find them already, and then they let you connect with them for free without using your connection credits. So this is really important because that way, once you, I think I have another screen, it looks sort of like this. So when you sync up your email, then Alignable will say, hey, check it out. All these people are already on Alignable. Do you want to connect with them? You can connect with them. And then when they accept it, you can actually write them referrals or recommendations. So number 7 is write authentic recommendations for people that you know, like, and trust authentically. Okay. Please do not write recommendations for people you don't know or you don't trust them. Okay. Or you haven't worked with them before. So there is a training on the alignableuniversity.com that's how to write great recommendations. You might want to watch that because you want to write out really great personalized recommendations, because then Alignable does something really cool. You don't have to ask people for recommendations. I always feel really weird doing that. I just can't ask people to write me a recommendation. So Alignable, if you write someone a recommendation, Alignable is going to tell that person, hey, check it out. Sue wrote you this great recommendation. Would you like to return the favor? And that is going to get them to write you a recommendation. So again, when you're an introvert, you don't want to do all that. You don't want to ask people for stuff. Okay. I hate that. And so this makes it super duper easy. And that's where I got my recommendations, because I sit and write recommendations for other people. Okay. Number 8, on Alignable, join groups. On Alignable, there's so many groups. I'm assuming you're all in the Networking for Introverts group. We have a girl named Carrie who just started doing masterminds in that group. So you can be around other like-minded people and join events that are in these groups. You can talk about different things. You can ask questions. If you don't know something, trust me, there are thousands of other people that have the exact same question. So start conversations, answer people's questions, engage, network in the groups, because here's what happens when you start interacting in some of these groups, and don't join every group. Again, just join the ones that you feel comfortable being in, or that you want more information about, or you want to help people in. The more you help people, the more you're going to get back. And then guess what? Other people are going to want to connect with you. That was always my secret. I was always the one that said, I'm going to just go in and help people as much as I can. And then everybody wanted to connect with me. So I never even had to use my connection credits. Okay. Next is attend events. You're in an educational event. That's one of the 3 kinds of events we have here on Alignable. Attend as many of those as you can live if you can, because it's kind of a networking opportunity. In fact, sometimes I will do an event, or some of my friend Sherry does a lot of events on here, and my friend Jason, Integrity, they are awesome, very successful Alignable members. And sometimes we'll teach something, and then we'll do a Smart Connect afterwards. Now let's talk about Smart Connects. So this one right here. So Smart Connects are awesome. And I don't think I have the picture here, but there is an event called Fun and Effective One-to-One Meetings. If you really want to learn how to act and how to talk to other people in a one-to-one setting, my friend Sherry Pedrioli does a great event called that. I think she's setting some up here in the next couple of weeks. But a Smart Connect is where you go into the room, and this is something that the Alignable engineers built from scratch. And what it is you go into this special room, and then you're beamed into a room with one other person, and it's like speed networking. And so you get beamed into a room, and the reason they call it smart is because the Alignable system looks at your profile and looks at the other person's profile, and they match you up. They try to match you with someone who either lives near you, or they might actually be one of your ideal customers or referral partners. So that's really cool. So these are really great. You should definitely join some Smart Connects, any educational events, and then my masterminds that I do every Friday. You're all welcome to come, totally free. And you're going to be seeing more masterminds in different groups. So that's pretty cool too. And we're looking for people that want to help host masterminds. So come to the Friday ones and learn all about that. Okay. The other kind of events that we have are in-person networking events called the Alignable Alliance events. And these are pictures from all over where I showed up and we did some different events. So go to alignablealliance.com and join one of the Alignable in-person events. If there isn't one in your area, if you can't find one there, you can actually apply to be an ambassador. So that's a possibility for any of you who would like to do something like that. It gives you a lot of exposure on Alignable. Okay, now let's get into some introvert tips here. Number 10, begin building the relationship. So once you got all your stuff going and you're starting to go out networking, whether this is virtual and in person, okay, you can do it wherever. The thing that you want to focus on is building a relationship. Don't think about, make sure your intention is that, okay, that you're not going out there to try to get customers, but you're building relationships with people. And I always had in my mind, I want to build relationships with people that are going to become my referral partners. Now, I want you to look at this picture. So I remember that networking expert that said you didn't have to meet everybody. And he also said this: stand back when you go into a room of people, especially when you're in person, and look around the room and try to find somebody that you want to talk to. So I came up with the most brilliant thing that worked so well for me. I could spot the other introverts from a mile away, a mile away. So if you looked at this picture, who's the introvert in the picture? You can all spot the introvert. He's standing there with the plaid shirt. He's got his hands in his pocket. He is all alone and looking extremely uncomfortable. I would beeline myself right over to him. That's what I did. I would look around the room, and they're always on the edge of the room. They're always like up against a wall, or if there's a chair somewhere, or out in the lobby, I could find them easily. And they ended up being my best referral partners, my best connections, my best friends. And so I would go talk to him. And a couple of things. When you start talking to people, number 11, show interest in them. Make it about them. It's so much easier to go, hey, how are you doing? Like, what brought you here tonight? I love your shirt, whatever, compliment them on something. Ask, just talk to them. Make it about them, not about you. The most uncomfortable thing that ever happened to me, I think, was about a year and a half ago. I was it was in Arizona, and I was at this event. I did this event with another girl, and she had hosted the event. And this guy showed up like early. He came really early to the event, and he beelined inside, and he came straight over to me and said, hey, are you so-and-so with the blah, blah, blah company that's hosting the event? And he had all of his business cards in his hand and all of his stuff. And I'm like, no, she's over there. And this poor girl, I feel so sad. I'm so embarrassed that I sent him over there, but I didn't have a choice. I didn't know that he was going to do this. And he beelined over to her and was like right in her space and like, hey, you need to hire me because you have this kind of business. And he started like, it was awful. And the poor girl, she was like backed up against the wall. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta save her. It was just awful. And it's like, she would never do business with that guy ever. She was just terrified. And she'll never forget that either, because I've talked to her about it. So never do that, please. Just go and talk to people. Be oh, there's thunder going on. So we're gonna have a storm here. Anyway, so just begin building the relationship, show interest, make it about them. And trust me, then they're good. If you just keep making it about them, pretty soon they're gonna go, well, enough about me. Tell me about you. I want to know more. And they're gonna trust you right away. Okay, one example of this is Dave. This was one of the things that I started doing, and I do all the time, and it's so much fun, is I will ask the person to take a selfie with me. You know, I'll start talking to the guy, whoever it is, the guy or the girl, whatever, and we just start talking like, hey, can we take a selfie so I don't forget what you look like, you know, or whatever. And so I would take selfies like this on the screen all the time. So this is Dave. I met him at a chamber mixer. It was at a Panera Bread in Roanoke Park, California. I'll never forget that. He was a little more, he was like an ambassador for the chamber, and he started talking to me because I was like looking super lost because I didn't know anyone. And so I took the picture, and this is what I started doing. I have an app on my phone where I can actually take a selfie. I can upload it onto what's going to be a physical card that's going to be sent in the actual mail, not email, but the actual like mailbox. And so I did exactly this all the time. And so I would I would put the message in there just like this. Hey, Dave, it was so awesome meeting you at the chamber mixer or whatever we met them. I'd love to come by your office to learn more about your business. Call me when you get this and let's set up some time. Have a great day. I just want you to notice two things on this message, because this message was thought out. It wasn't just a random message. There's two training things in here I want you to look at. Number one, I said, I want to come by the office to learn more about you and your business. I didn't say, I was doing marketing at the time. I didn't say, hey, I want to come by your office and tell you how I can help you grow your business through marketing or whatever. I did not say that. I wanted to learn about his business. He's a financial planner. Okay. The next thing that I wrote is call me when you get this. Call me. If you tell people to call you, they actually will, believe it or not. So I can push send, and the back of that, it's a physical card. The back of the card has all my information on it. So I only use business cards for raffles. I'm going to give you a business card hack in a minute too. But so I can push send, and the company on this app prints stuff, stamps, and mails out a card that person gets a few days later. So I'm going to tell you what happened with this card that I sent to this guy, Dave. I'm going to tell you what happened. It was like the biggest thing that happened to me. I'm going to tell you that in a minute at the end. Okay. So you meet people and you make a connection with them. Okay. Then you're going to set up a one-to-one meeting. Now, let me give you a few tips for one-to-one meetings. And Sherry, here's the little thing. She does fun and effective one-to-ones. She really digs deep into how you should be and things to do in those one-to-one meetings. But I'm going to give you my tips. Number 12, sorry, intention. Your intention has to be to build a relationship. Just please keep that in your head everywhere you go. You're building relationships. You're building relationships. That's how I built all of my businesses. Okay. So number 13, be genuinely interested. Genuinely. Okay. You cannot fake being interested in someone. You can try all you want to, but I can spot you a mile away if you don't care anything about learning about me. I remember this girl. Oh my gosh, she was just awful. Every time I would meet her, and I don't know why I kept putting myself through it. I guess I thought she was going to be different every time, but I would ask her how she was doing, and she'd talk about herself. She just loved to talk about herself. And then she'd go, well, wait, what about you, Sue? And as soon as I started talking, she would look past me like she was looking for someone. She'd look at her phone. She wasn't even paying attention. The one thing I said makes me, it just gives me the heebie-jeebies when I think about that. And I knew she didn't care. And then she'd just turn it around and start trying to sell me her stuff or whatever. And I was like, this is not working for me. So I'm going to give you a tip here. And I put this picture here to remind you remind myself to tell this story because it's really powerful. I wish I remember who I heard this from. It was on a podcast, and this guy told this story that just hit me so hard. And he talked about that this experiment that this group of people did an experiment with some people that were getting on an airplane. So they took this group and they said, we were going to do an experiment. You're going to be getting on this short airplane flight, like an hour-long flight from like LA to Vegas or something. And they said, we are going to seat you, make sure we seat you next to someone you don't know, okay, that you've never met. But we only want you to do one thing for the entire flight. We want you to ask them questions, like about themselves. Like, what's your name? Where are you from? Do you have any kids? Like, what's your business? Whatever it is. Just ask them questions and be interested in what they're saying. If they try to turn it around on you, just go ahead and answer it, but then just always make it more about them. And so they did this for the flight. And at the end of the flight, this group of people that were doing the experiment they went and they each got met up with one of the people that were in the seat that didn't know about the experiment, right? The seatmate of the person asking the questions. And they took them all separately and they all asked them the same question. They said something like this: how was your flight? Did you get to sit by someone that was interesting or anything? They asked about who they sat by, and every one of them said something along these lines. Oh my gosh, the person that I sat by was the most interesting person I ever met in my life. They were amazing. They couldn't stop talking about how great this person was. And they said, wow, that's cool. What was their name? Where were they from? They didn't know. They did not know anything about that person, but they said it was the most interesting, amazing person they'd ever met in their life. Think about that for a second. That gives me the chills, because that's the power of being interested in somebody, and it made those people feel so special that they cared enough to ask about them. Think about that when you're meeting with people. How can you be so interested in them that they're going to walk away going, my gosh, what an amazing person? Okay. I don't know if that affects you the way it does me, but that really, really got me. Okay. Now, when you're doing these one-to-one meetings and maybe you met them at a networking event, and then you set up a time to meet with them individually, there's 2 questions I want you to walk away with. If you get in the subject of business, find out who you can connect them with. Okay, find out about them, what they're trying to solve for their business, and always be a good connector. This is in my DNA. When I was networking like crazy, I learned, I don't know what made me do it, but I just became a connector. Like every time I talk to someone, I'm constantly trying to think of who I can connect them with that's going to help them, or be a customer, or be a referral partner, or whatever, solve their problems. Number 15 is, the other question is, figure out how you can become referral partners. I remember going to my school that I had, I just went networking all the time. I went to everything because I didn't have any money. I had started that business after a bad divorce and a terrible car accident. I had no money in the bank, and I didn't have any other way of building my business. So I became like such a great connector. And but I went in one day and I said, I was on my way in and I said, I'm going to play a game with myself. I've been doing this for a long time. I have to come up with some, these are getting kind of old, these networking events. So I'm going to play a game. Today, everybody I meet, I'm going to try to figure out how we can become referral partners. So this is a long time ago. And I never forget, the first guy that came up to me owned a plumbing company. And I owned a tutoring business, an after school tutoring education business. I had a lot of families that had kids. So I was like, oh, how is a plumber and a tutor, how on earth are we going to become referral partners? And it hit me pretty quickly that they probably have a lot of families with kids that plug up toilets because kids plug up toilets. And I happen to have a whole lot of customers with kids, okay, that need plumbers. So I said, I bet you have a lot of customers with that are families that go out all the time. They're always plugging up the toilets. So I gave him a whole bunch of free tutoring session cards to give out as gifts. And then he gave me something to give to all my families. And he ended up being the best referral partner for my tutoring business ever. So that's a really fun thing to do. When you start meeting people, start going, how can we somehow make this fit, right? I was just talking to a lady last night. We did an event here in Longmont, Colorado, where I am right now. And she's a professional organizer. And she was talking about how all these people she could help. And I said, I used to know someone who was really, really successful organizer who she only networked with real estate agents, because real estate agents are always with people that need organizers for their homes or their new homes or to organize their home to sell or whatever. And she was so successful because she knew who her referral partners were. Okay. Oh, looks like I skipped it. Okay, there it is. Step 4, follow up. Holy cow, please follow up. Please don't just meet people, start building that connection and that relationship and never talk to them again. Holy cow. I mean, of course, there's people you won't have that connection with, and that's okay. You don't have to, not everyone is going to be a great connection or a relationship that you can build on. But here's the thing. I used to hate it as, oh my gosh, as an introvert, people would, my coaches and stuff would say, Sue, you got to pick up the phone. You got to cold call people. You got to, and I'm like, kill me now, because I am not picking up the phone to talk to someone I don't know. That was so scary to me. I was like, not going to do that. So, but here's the thing. I did learn that the fortune truly is in the follow-up. And there's one reason, the number one reason why people won't come back and buy from you again or refer you to people is on this next screen. People do business with and refer people they know, like, and trust, but only if they remember you. They have to remember you. It's like, I don't know how people think that you're going to meet someone at a networking event in 5 minutes. You're going to have a conversation, and then they're going to even remember you 5 seconds after you walk away and they meet someone else. It's never going to happen. So you have to follow up with people. So they have to make them remember you. So there's a few things that I did to make sure people remembered me that I'm going to talk to you about. And by the way, before I forget it, I'll tell you at the end too, there is a new group called the Fortunes in the Follow-Up that's run by my friend Sherry Pedrioli. So that's a really good group to join too, the Fortunes in the Follow-Up. So come on, oh, really? Come on. Oh boy, this is going all over. Okay. All right, 17. Stay top of mind. You want them to remember you, not just overnight, but you want them to remember you for a long time. So how do you stay top of mind with people? I love this quote. Top of mind means tip of tongue. Okay. It's like this. I travel all over this country. I know, like, trust so many people, thousands of people, but it's the people that have stayed in touch and stayed top of mind with me that I'm always going to remember. And if someone says, hey, do you know a realtor in Longmont, Colorado? I am going to, the first person that has stayed in touch with me is the one that I'm going to tell them to go to. Okay. Stay top of mind. How can you do that? So I'm going to tell you a story about this guy named Joe Girard. So if you haven't read this book, it's a good one to write down. How to Sell Anything to Anybody. Joe Girard, when I read this book, it's a short, great read and a really good story. But when I read this book, it was like, oh my gosh, the light bulbs went off in my brain. So Joe Girard, just a very quick synopsis. Who is he? He was a car salesman. He got into the car salesman business after a crazy life. And when he went into the business, he decided, I am not going to be that proverbial car salesman that everybody hates, right? Attack you when you go on the lot. He goes, I'm going to do things differently. So here's how he ended up holding the title of the Guinness Book of World Records for selling the most cars in a year. he sold like, oh, what was it? 1,500 cars in a year and like 15,000, somewhere around there in his lifetime or career as a car salesman. He held that record for years. This was like back in the 70s when he started this, long time ago, before the internet, before anything, social, nothing, before cell phones, okay, before anything. All right. So this is what he did. He tells us in the story, and someone just broke the record not that many years ago, and I'm pretty sure he did the same thing. He listened to Joe. So here's how Joe did it. Every person he met, it didn't have to be someone, it wasn't just the people who sold a car to. It wasn't just people that came into the car lot. It was everybody he met. He would get to know them. He would get to know if they were married and they had a spouse, if they had kids. He would just get to know them, and he'd learn about them. And then what he did is he would send every person he met 13 physical cards in the mail every year. So every month they would get a card from him, plus their birthday or Christmas or whatever it was. It was 13 cards a year, I remember. So every month, just think, you're somebody that met this guy, Joe, and every month you're getting some kind of card in the mail, whether it was a holiday card or maybe it might have been a marketing card. It was something that he would get. You would open your mail in the mailbox and open. So think about it. Let's say your neighbor comes to you, you're the one that's getting these cards every month. He's top of mind with you, and the neighbor says, hey, my car just broke down. I got to buy a new car. What are you going to say? Well, you got to go to Joe. There's no one else to buy the car from. He's amazing. Here's his information. Like, it's right there. So you got to think about, how can you be like Joe and be like the first thing? You're the one person that comes to people's minds when they get in a situation. Okay. So stay top of mind. And I'm going to give you a couple other ways to stay top of mind as well. Oh, here's my business card hack, which actually goes along with staying top of mind. So business cards. Oh my goodness, business cards. Okay. I'm going to tell you, here's what I did. I would go home after all these millions of networking events. Every day I come home with my stack of business cards, and I would separate them into two piles. The first pile was I was so happy with this pile because every one of those business cards had somebody's picture on it. So I remembered them. I was like, oh, there's Rich. I remember Rich. He was so great. I'm going to put that in this pile. And then the other pile was my stress pile, which was it was just a card with a bunch of words on it and no picture. And I could not remember for the life of me what that person, who it was and what they looked like or anything about them. So I would go on Facebook and I would type in their name, John Doe or whatever it was. And I'd scroll through the names, try to figure out if I could find the person I met that night. It took forever. Please, you guys, take this tip, put your picture on everything you give to people. Please make them remember you. Force them to remember you. Be memorable, okay? How can you make everybody remember you? Make them. All right. So I came up with this business card hack that you can see on the screen. I realized that everybody takes the business cards and puts them in a bucket or in the trash. So I have this big, huge bucket of business cards, this big plastic bin of them that I never did one single thing with. I ended up finally threw them away, not even that long ago. So I decided I was going to hand out things people were never going to throw away. That's always on my mind. If I give somebody something, I don't want them to throw it away. I want them to keep it or maybe even give it to someone for a gift. So I created positive quote cards. So I came up with all these different positive quotes. I just sent myself a whole bunch of them the other day. And so on the front of the card is a positive quote. And on the back, as you can see, is all my information. So what happened was, the first time I did it, it was so funny. And I just did this again last. Rich is holding up a card as I met him in person and he got one. Thank you, Rich. So here's what happens. I go and people will go, here's my business card. Do you have a business card? I'm like, sure, here, pick one. And I lay these out on the table. And they're 5x7, by the way. They're not little tiny. They're actually that they can put it in a frame. It's big and has all my stuff on the back. And so everybody in the room is like, they want one. And so they're like, oh my gosh, can I have this one? Oh, this is my favorite quote. Oh, and everybody leaves. Like, come over here. You got to get one. It's so fun to watch. And so everybody leaves with my beautiful business card, which is actually a positive quote. And guess where it goes? It goes on your most valuable piece of real estate in your house, which is what? Every realtor knows the answer to this: your refrigerator. It goes on their refrigerator. And positive quotes actually go on people's bathroom mirrors too, because they want that positive energy in the mornings. So I have proof of why this works so well. Is a guy called me a couple years ago. His name's Richard. He said, Sue, my name's Richard. I'm from Las Vegas. I want to let you know I got your contact. I got your number from the back of the positive quote card you gave me 4 years ago. And I'm like, wow, that's great. He goes, I had to call you because I had to tell you that that positive quote has meant so much to me. It has been on my refrigerator the whole time. I think about you every day. I think about you every day. What if someone said that to you? Like, you can't pay for that. You can't pay advertising for someone to think about you every day. So that's pretty darn powerful. I got chill bumps when that happened because I'm like, wow, that is so cool. I am never, ever going to stop doing this. So think about how you can make somebody think about you every day. Actually, on my refrigerator over here, I have a origami heart. Somebody took a dollar bill and I know I'm not going to say somebody, her name's Barbara. She does credit card processing and she does origami dollar bills and she gives them out to people, her prospects or clients. They never throw them away. I have 2 of them. I have a star and a heart. And anytime anybody wants credit card processing, it's on my refrigerator. I think about her almost every day because I look at it. So what can you do? What can you give to people that are going to make them think about you every day in a positive way, not in a bad way? Had to add that in there. Okay. Oh my gosh, I got to go faster. Number 18. Oh, this kills me actually. Don't forget about your past customers. It's amazing to me, the people that sell, especially big things like houses and refrigerators and cars that people don't buy all the time. They buy one big thing. This is especially for them, but this is a realtor story that broke my heart. This realtor posted this thing on somewhere. I don't remember. He posted a picture I'm going to show you. He said this. His post said, I made the most expensive mistake of my entire life, and I'm never going to make this mistake again. He said, every year, and this was like the holiday season, he posted this. He said, every holiday, every Christmas or holiday season, I always send holiday cards to my prospects and my current customers. But this year, he said, I decided I should go and I should probably send cards to my past customers that had bought or sold houses with me as a realtor. So he did that. And a few weeks later, here's what he had in his mailbox. All these cards that got returned with those ugly yellow stickers that says return to sender. Can't find them, not at this address. So he was so confused. And so he went to the MLS book where he could go and look up these addresses. And he found out that all those people bought new houses and sold their houses with other realtors. Oh, does that just feel like a knife in your heart? Then those red things there, those are all the, he actually figured out how much money he lost in commissionable sales, millions of dollars in commissionable sales that he lost because he did not stay in touch. Whew. I don't know if that makes you guys feel as bad as I do, but I'm sweating. That makes me just feel, I hate hearing stories like that. So please think, I bet you right now you're thinking of a customer or referral partner that you better get in touch with. You better check on, right? That kills me. There can be no greater gift than giving one's time and energy to help others without expecting anything in return. Great quote here. The thing is, number 19, please think about this every day. Set yourself apart by helping others with no intention of getting anything in return. No intention of getting anything in return. Everything you do should be to be building a relationship and setting yourself apart and helping other people, because the more you give, the more you're going to get back. And I have some proof of this as well. My favorite quote, I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So my final story is this. Remember Dave? I told you about Dave. Sent him this card. He called me, said, Sue, it was great meeting you. Thanks for the card. I would love to have you come by my office. So I came by his office. We had this amazing one-to-one meeting. I learned all about him being a financial advisor. We had a great talk. I found out he had a tortoise that lives in his backyard and hibernates in the winter. Super funny. He's had it for years. Anyway, at the end of our conversation, he said, Sue, this was great. He goes, when can we meet again? I'd like to know how we can work together. And so I had to tell him that, I'm sorry, Dave, I really do want to meet with you, but I don't know when I'm able to do that, because tomorrow morning I'm leaving on a plane. I have to go back to Nebraska, where I'm from. My 89, he was at 89 years old at the time, my dad. My younger sister and I had just found out that he was coming down with dementia, and he lived in his house by himself, and people that have been around him, some people that knew him, said they let us know that we probably needed to come back. And I don't know if you've ever had to deal with Alzheimer's or dementia, but it's a pretty awful thing. And Dave got very quiet, and he said, Sue, I had to do this with my mother, and I'm so sorry, but it's going to be the hardest thing you've ever done in your life. And so he said, just call me when you get back, whatever it is, just take care. He was super nice. So went, however long I was gone, 2 or 3 weeks. Hardest thing I ever had to do would move my dad into a new place. And when I got home, this card was in the mail. And it was a picture of my dad and I. This is when I look a little different back then, but this was my favorite picture of my dad and I, the last time we got to eat in a restaurant before we moved him into the memory care place. And this is what he wrote in the card. This is exactly what he wrote. Greetings and welcome home, Sue. Thank you so much for our time together yesterday. I've been keeping you and your dad in my prayers. This is a tough time of transition for both of you. Looking forward to working together. So I'm just going to ask you all, who do you think I send all of my referrals to for financial planning? I don't know if Dave's any good at it. He's not my financial planner, but I know what kind of guy he is. I know what kind of person he is, and he stays in touch with me. He asks about my dad all the time, who's doing well. He lives with my younger sister in Arizona now. He's 92, almost 93. So I want to ask you, how can you be more like Dave? Because I carry that card around with me everywhere. So I hope I've given you some things to think about today. If you wanted more trainings, more ideas, especially about Alignable, you can go to alignableuniversity.com. It'll take you to a page that I have with all my trainings and recordings. Please join the Mastering the Art of Follow-Up Alignable group if you want to learn more, especially about the card system. Sherry talks a lot about that, but other ways of following up. The Mastermind with Sue group, please come to some of my masterminds. They're super duper powerful. And if you guys want to learn more about the cards, actually you can send a free card if you want to take your phone out and you want to scan this, or you can go to alignablecards.com. Either one, you can send a free card. And if you do that, will you please just send it to make someone's day, like make them smile, or send it to a customer that you really, really want to appreciate. So I am going to open this up for questions, and I'm going to escape out of here, stop the share. And I know that we're like on the time. I forgot how long this was. I'm sorry. I can stick around though. I would love to stick around. In fact, is my friend Sherry on here?
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, there you are. You want to put your hand up so I can find you? I forgot to make you a co-host to help me out. So Sherry is actually here. So thank you for being here, Sherry. I'm going to make you a co-host so you can do this. Okay, so I'm going to answer a few questions, and then Sherry is actually said that she would stick around and walk you guys through the card system if you want to. But if you have other questions right now, let's just put your hand, go to reactions button and hold up your hand. And if you wouldn't mind just keeping your hand up so you can stay on my screen, that'd be great. So Andrea, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Sue. That was awesome. I took a lot of notes. A lot of it I already knew, but some that definitely needed a good reminder. What I have for you is, how do we send you a card?
That's a little bit hard since I'm traveling across the country.
And you're living my dream, girl. I've got a motorhome that I can't wait to get out there. When I grow up and I want to be like you. So.
Well, you know what? There are so many people doing it. It's the most amazing life. I'd love to, yeah, definitely do it. But it is hard to send me a card. I'm sorry, but I'm like, I do have, you can message me directly, and it just takes me a long time to get my mail.
Okay, well, I understand that, but I did want to say thank you for your time. And I happened to pull into Peyton, Colorado yesterday. So I'll be here for a couple of weeks and then have to go back to California, but love Colorado, don't we?
Yes, it's beautiful, actually. Awesome. Well, thank you. Okay, Jolene, hi.
Hi, I'm sorry. I had to miss part of it because I had to take a phone call. This was recorded. I know that. Is there a way we can access it after so I can fill in the parts of that I missed?
Yes, there's actually an old recording on alignableuniversity.com, but I will, as long as this turned out okay, I will upload this new recording as soon as we're done. So it should be, you'll be able to find it on alignableuniversity.com page.
Thank you so much, because I'm usually that guy standing over there with their hands in their pockets, if I've got pockets, you know, wondering when is this going to end again?
I know, I was always the same way, but then I just got, okay, well, if I'm going to grow my business, I got to get out of my comfort zone, and I figured out how to do it where it wasn't quite so overwhelming.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Minnie, do you have a question?
Yes, first and foremost, Sue, thank you very much. Really very, very informative. And it's interesting that I think I organically kind of like picked up that tip when you say take a selfie with them, and then so that I can remember their face. That's what I've been doing, and writing their name. And so we have a connection with time. Now, my question is, with nowadays, there's a combination of people giving the physical card and also the digital card. And what is your take on, or do we have also a digital card that we can attach those selfie picture?
Okay, so I mean, everybody has our own ideas of things. Personally, on the email, first, a lot of people don't even get emails, let alone open them. And digital ones are okay. I've heard things, and I'm a little nervous about getting viruses with stuff like that. So a lot of times people will send those to me, but I hardly ever open them. So it's kind of up to you. To me, that thing of serotonin or whatever that is that you get when you open a card, and it's like this thing that you have. And one of the things that I didn't tell you, well, I told you I take the picture, but I go a step above, and Sherry will actually tell you. Sherry, who, if you guys want to stick around and hear a couple of her stories, she literally gets multi-million-dollar contracts for her plumbing company by sending cards. And what she loves to do, which I did too, is I kind of add people. I use Facebook for one reason. I want to see pictures that people really, really love, because people only post pictures that are really special to them, like weddings or I don't know, a new grandbaby or their pets. A lot of pets. That's a secret one. Send a lot of people. So I'll download people's pet pictures all the time, put them on a card, and send them a card with the pictures on, because they will never throw them away. So that's kind of my thing. I'm very big on the old time sentiment card. So that's my, other people might have a different take on it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tony. You'll have to unmute. I can't see your face, so.
I know, sorry about that. just real quick, first of all, thank you very much. This is the first time I've been on and I loved it. Just real quick, can you put that QR code back up for the sending card? I couldn't get my camera up fast enough.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
and
write down alignablecards.com too. That'll take you there too. So
okay, cool. And
so-
then, oh, can I
Go
borrow
ahead.
I love your idea of the quotes on the back of a business card. May I borrow that? I mean,
please do that. I actually, if you guys stay after, which is actually after now, I guess you're still here. I use the same system that I use for the other cards. I actually create them and have them sent. Sherry can tell you a little bit more about that too. But yeah, absolutely copy me.
okay, thanks. And if
I
you can
love
just put the QR code in the chat, that would be great.
Okay.
If you can do that.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes, I'll put this back up. Go ahead. Who's next? Heather?
Yeah, hi Sue, and hello everybody else. Thank you for this. Can you share with us what app you use to send the selfie cards?
Yeah, so if you go to the alignablecards.com or use this QR code, it's going to take you. That's the affiliate link for send out cards. But the cool thing is, if you know someone else who does it, you can ask for their affiliate link. But if you use this one, Sherry's going to invite you to a private group where we actually, she does a lot of people masterminding and helping with your business on how to use the cards. So it's kind of cool. If you can use that one, you'll be invited to a special group, which is awesome.
Okay, cool. And then how do you ask them for their physical address so that you can mail them the cards?
Oh, I love this question so much. I gotta come off of this. So you guys, I gotta get off of this. Okay. Number one, you just ask them. And I just have to tell you this hilarious story. I always forget to say this because everybody asks me, every time I do this, everybody asks me. So I used to do this. I used to post on Facebook, post your favorite pet picture. And that was like so much fun for me because like 100 people will post their really super cute dog, cat, tortoise picture, whatever. And so then I would message them because I didn't know most of these people. I have 5,000 friends on Facebook. I don't know most of them. So I would message them and I'd say, hey, oh my gosh, your dog Charlie is so cute. Thanks for posting it. I would love to send you and Charlie a surprise. Can I get your mailing address? And a lot of people would give me their email address, or they would say this. Actually, very few people would give me their email address. They would say, no, I don't really want to give you my email address. Sorry. And I'm like, no, I don't want your email address. I want your physical address. I'm sending you something in the mail. And I'm not joking. They're like, oh my gosh, you're going to send me something. I usually say a surprise. I'm going to send you a surprise. And everybody gives me their mailing address. So awesome. Yeah, and you can Google too. If you're sending it to a business, it's pretty easy to find mailing addresses of businesses or offices too. So,
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Sherry, if you want to put your hand back up again. If you guys want to stick around, Sherry, where are you?
Right there.
All right.
Did you get Lisa's question?
Oh no. Oh, sorry, Lisa. I couldn't see you on there. What's your question?
Real quick, I'm not sure if this was the same networking event that I was in the last time with Introverts, but I noticed that the format is a little different. Is this the format going on for moving forward for Network for Introverts? I think a gentleman was conducting it before.
Okay, in the Networking for Introverts group, this is just a training on how to network for introverts, but there are other events in there. There's a mastermind for introverts in there. That's a totally different event. Yeah, so go look in the Networking for Introverts is the name of the group. And then this is a training on how to network for introverts. There's other events in there. One of them is called Mastermind for Introverts or with Introverts, I think it is. And it's a totally different format. Yes, this isn't
okay.
what this is a training.
It was more of an exchange, conversational type of thing before. Okay, okay.
Well, you also have the Smart Connects in there. So inside the Networking for Introverts group, you're going to have Smart Connects. Inside.
I'm sorry,
Can you not hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Inside the Networking for Introverts group, you're going to have Smart Connects. you're going to have trainings, and you're going to have masterminds. So the trainings are not interactive, but the Smart Connects and masterminds are interactive, where you're actually going to meet with people and network.
Yeah.
Okay. So I signed up for the wrong thing.
Well, I hope you got something out of today.
Actually, I wanted to say to you that I stole your business card idea because I was at your training for Alignable, how to navigate Alignable and so on. And you mentioned that in that training. So I actually did that at an event. I made up some cards and I handed them out. And they do go over very well, a lot more popular. 2x3 business card, whatever.
Exactly. That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's so much fun. Cool. Okay, let's answer a couple more questions. I'm Sherry, you're frozen on my screen. Is she frozen on anyone else's screen? No?
No, not on
No,
mine.
she's not frozen on mine.
Oh,
She's
okay.
dancing.
Tanya, go ahead.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Oh, you did an awesome job. I
Thank you.
am one of those introverts. I'm the one that's hanging on the wall. But my question is, I am not very good at social media. So the university will teach you all about Alignable, because I am new. And I think I did was on one of your Zoom meetings like a few weeks ago. And I said, I got to go to the university, but it will actually teach me how to use Alignable. Is that correct?
Okay, yeah.
Or is
So
it
basically, I do a lot of trainings. Sherry does a lot of trainings, and a couple of our other really great Alignable members do trainings. And I just created a page where you could just go to one place and see all the trainings that we do on Alignable. So it's just alignableuniversity.com will take you to the page it is. We're making some changes and making everything better, but you can go there right now and you can find past recordings, the latest recordings, and then also any events that are coming up. So that's a good place to find all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm trying to understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
thank you.
You're doing everything right. It's like just go and get educated as much as you can, meet with people like Sherry and different people and learn as much as you can. And Alignable is an amazing place, and you know, it's a place to network. So
it is. I've made some really good connections. I have.
That's cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Go ahead.
Great job, Sue. Something that I always remember. There you go, Sherry.
Oh, Sherry sent you one. No, that's awesome.
Sherry sent me one. Hello, Jeff. And it's on great cardstock. Okay. And
awesome.
it has a great saying in the inside. And then why won't I never forget her? Look at her picture. Can you see
it? Very cool. Yep.
Yep. And I think and she taught me, a lot about that.
That's great. Yeah.
Thank you, Sherry. And thank you, Sue, for everything that you do.
Right. Yeah. It just makes me feel good. It's like Sherry had this book. We did a compilation book on health and like holistic ways to feel better and all these different things different people do. And I wrote a story on how sending cards just makes me so happy. It just makes me feel good. Like today I woke up with a headache. I was kind of in one of those places because I had a very stressful day driving in the rain yesterday. And I sent a few cards and I'm happy again. So anyway, it just, I don't know. It's more about what I get out of sending the cards. It makes me feel good. And then I get excited about them getting the cards. But anyway, I'm going to let Sherry take it away if you guys want to hang out. Sherry, do you have a feedback form or anything? If you just want to get an actual card in the mail, why don't we do it through your feedback, Sherry? And between the two of us, we'll get a card sent to you guys. You can fill out the feedback. We'll give you her form.
Yeah, I'll have to find it.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get a feedback form for me. I think for the an Alignable is gonna send you one, so you can add it in there too, and we'll try to get a card sent to you. So anyway, I'm gonna let Sherry take it away and go ahead. Sherry.
Okay, so I just have a few minutes because I have a meeting at 3, so this one a little bit longer. But I'm happy to do this, and I do this on my event that I just did yesterday. It was fortunate to follow up, and it was pretty powerful. So who's never heard of send out cards? Or, okay, haven't heard of it? Okay. So yeah, when Sue was telling the story about this is what I use, this is how I built my businesses. This is the tool that I've used. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. Oh, Sue. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not co-host. I can't do anything.
Oh, I thought I did it. You must have disappeared. Here, let me make you. There you go. Okay.
Okay. I can't do nothing. Okay. Now I can. I'm just going to show you really briefly what the card system is and how fast you can create a card and send it. Now, remember, so this is the thing with like digital cards. People can't save that digital card in the mail in the picture frame. People take these cards, literally, they'll get them, and because there's a picture, well, that one doesn't have it. There's a picture, they're going to save that. So it comes like this, and they're going to take that and they're going to put this in a frame. So that's the difference with the tangible touch versus the digital. Huge impact. Okay, so real quick, I'm just going to go into my screen and hopefully you can see it. And go ahead and ask any questions as I'm going. You don't have to wait till the very end. This you can do on your phone or on a desktop. So I do both. When I'm out networking, of course, it's on the phone, and because then you send the card like Sue was talking about. There are different subscriptions on here. There's pay-as-you-goes. There's something really cool right now that they have is a 10-card challenge. So you can take this on a test run. You can send 10 cards in 20 days for $20. So you can't even almost buy 2 cups of coffee for that anymore. We went to Starbucks. I was like, oh, I won't even frequent there anymore. But anyway, I'm going to create a card real quick. I want to show you. I'm just going to go here to send a card. And like Sue was saying, she uses, and I use the positive quote cards. You can do those, or you can send whatever. There's about 35,000-ish cards in the send out card store that are yours. So sorry, my stuff is in my way and I can't move. There we go. Okay. I was like, I had to move you. Okay. Or you can do this really cool thing with build your own. When you build your own card, this is really heartfelt. So you're taking that special photo. I'm going to customize this. You can choose, here's the flat cards that we use for the quote positive quote cards, 5x7. Your 2-panel is your typical greeting card. Your 3-panel card is exactly what it is. So you have more room to put pictures or words. And then you have a postcard. And I have different things that I've done with my business with all of these. I always stay with the standard paper, like Jeff just said. It is such quality. These cards are such great quality. I don't go up to these. And I have another little thing I do with this, but I talk about that in my trainings. So you won't get this. I do. I'm still a beta tester. I don't know when that's going to go away. So anytime you see an image, that tells me I can pop an image in here. So say I want to, grab a photo. Actually, I don't even know where the photo is because I have so many different cards and things that are in here that I have to clean this out. Uh-oh. Okay. You know what?
You have one on your.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Then you have to look at all my pictures I have here. I think it's on my other one. Gosh darn it. It's on my laptop. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Oh, I really need to clean this out. Okay. I just did a bunch of spring cards. So if you've been on my, if you've done my feedback forms, you get a lot of, or I sent a lot of cards out. Oh, there's not pictures. Okay.
Jerry, do you ever just go on Facebook and grab somebody's picture and do it that way?
Always, always. You know what? Let's do that. Let me move you out of the way again. Oh gosh, I have too many things open here. Hold on. All right. Can you see my Facebook page? Or no?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Let's just go find somebody. Who am I looking for? Somebody want me to find you? Nobody?
You can find me, Minnie, M-I-N-I-E.
M-I-N-I-E.
Garcia. Garcia.
A-R-C-I-A.
G-A-R-C-I-A.
Okay.
Not that one. One on top, maybe. On top.
Sorry, my screen is in the way. Let's see. There you are.
There
Right
you go. That's it.
All right. So I'm going to go into your page and maybe, oh, there's going to be pictures of family. So the whole thing with this is get to the heart. You want to touch the heart. And I I got somebody's heart the other day and it melts my heart, just what he wrote. So let's say we're going to pop a picture. I'm going to take this. I'm just going to save it. And I'm just going to, oh. Now I'm going to go back to send out cards. Where am I? Okay. I'm going to upload the photo. I'm going to go in there. And I'm going to put the photo on here. So that's how fast I can do things with the too many screens. I can do things with this. I can shrink it to get everybody on there. I can put a background. Maybe I want to put a color. And then, and I'm not going to send this one, but I'm just showing you. Here you have the ability to add more photos by picking on layouts, different layouts, photos and words. Or if you pick the picture or the pen, you can pick different fonts and different colors to write. Or if you are somebody who really wants to use your own handwriting because that's where you feel it's authentic, you get to send your handwriting and signature, your font, handwriting and signatures in, and it's in here. So your handwriting and fonts will be right in here. So I don't like my handwriting. It is really sloppy lately. Then getting worse. So I'm just going to say something here, just so you see. Okay, and then maybe I want to come over here and I'm going to do something different. Again, you get the idea. You can create. Okay. Then on the back of these cards is this is your business card. This is your billboard. This is your banner. So I tell people don't put a business card in a card that you're sending somebody because it's already there. You have everything there and you can create these on Canva. So what they're getting is they're going to get a card, and however you put this together, whatever words you're putting on there, make it from the heart. When you touch someone's heart, I promise you business is going to be there. And then you send. So you go proceed to checkout. And then I'm going to actually get, I'll put the feedback form, Minnie, and when you fill out my feedback form and you give me your address, I'm going to create you a real card that you're going to get. So it's not going to be this one.
Mm-hmm.
Then you add recipients. And the really cool thing is if you have a CRM, you can upload all your contacts right into here. And then I would just search you out. And right now it's going to say no matches because you're not in there. So I would add you in here. So when I get your information, I will add this in and then I will send a card. So right now I don't have that. So I'm going to exit out of here for a minute, but I just want to show you one thing real quick. I don't even know what time it is. I gotta go. Sorry. Okay, so if I wanted to send a flat card, so say I need a positive quote card, I'm going to show you how fast I can send that to myself. I'm going to pick a positive quote. Here we go. Look for something positive in each day. On the back, I'm going to put my information again. It's going to be one of my card backs. Maybe it's going to be that one. Proceed to cart.
Just FYI, all this stuff can be done on your phone. There's an app. So when you go and you use that QR code or alignable cards, you can download it and then log in with your contact information. And you can do this so fast on the phone.
Yep.
Literally take a picture, type it. I can voice text a message. I'll print it out in my handwriting because you can have a font with your own handwriting made and your signature, your own signatures and everything. So it's super fun.
Yep. And then see my contacts in there. So I hit done and then it's loading. And then my return address is there. I go to checkout and it's just slow because when we're zooming in on send out cards, it's just really slow. Confirm and send. You'll see it would have cost $1.50, but it cost me nothing because I'm on a $97 a month subscription. I pay $97 a month for unlimited cards, unlimited to anywhere in the world, including postage. So I just hit send and it's gone. And I will receive that card in probably 3 to 5 days. So I just sent myself a positive quote card that I can hand out at some networking events. Okay, that really, and again, like Sue said, you can, once you get into the system and into a habit of sending cards, and if you want to know more on this, you can check out Fortune in the follow-up because I go into details about it. And like Sue said, if you use that link that she put in there, we will get you into the private group where I do exclusive training and mastermind around how to use the cards for your success of your business and your happy pill and whatever else. So, okay.
I just wonder how the company can make money with unlimited cards for $97 a month.
Exactly.
Yeah, they have all these other programs. So there's really cool, there's a bunch of cool things. They have system sends, they have campaign cards, and all that stuff costs a little more. And so, but when you look at the whole grand scheme of the marketing dollars that Send Out Card has, my accountant laughs at me all the time. I'm like, have I gone over my marketing budget for the year? And he's like, you're not even close. He goes, when what you're doing, he said, just keep doing it. So I don't have, I'm not spending $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in marketing. This is my marketing. Send Out Cards is my only marketing. And it has been.
Yeah, this is genius. I mean, I'm so glad that I hop into this to this meeting. Sue and Cherry, thank you very much. I will apply those cards actually. That is literally because I was thinking about how do I reach, and you said there's an app. You can do it while you're sitting in the loo.
Yeah.
In between
Oh my
in the
gosh.
traffic, right? I'm California. So while in traffic, let me hop on something, right?
Oh, I do
The
that.
cop does not see me.
I do that. I'm in Northern California and I do that. I'm stuck in traffic and I literally, in a way, it's like, okay, because I hate traffic and I get stressed out. It's like, oh, okay, what can I do? I'm stuck. I'm not going anywhere. Guess what? I'm going to send a card. And I've done that.
Yeah, sending positive thoughts right there. Thank you very much. And
Yeah,
I'll see you a little bit more and more of the Alignable University.
Yes. And so Sherry, you want to tell them how to get a hold of you? I know you have to run. So do you have a calendar link or anything?
I do have a calendar link. Let me put that in there. Hold on. Yeah, I'm happy to meet with you. Talk about the cards. I can pop this in. I just lost you. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where are you? Am I still here?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there I am. Okay. There is my calendar link. However, it's kind of crazy right now. There's a lot of blocked because I'm getting ready to leave. I'm actually meeting Sue in Salt Lake City next week. So we're going to be doing some events in person. And I'm actually going back to Send Out Card training because I am one of the prompting certified coaches. So I'm excited. I'll be coming back with some really cool new stuff.
Awesome. Well, I got to run. I know you got to run.
Yep.
I thank you for hanging out. And,
Thank you. See you
we'll
soon.
talk soon. Bye.